So double technicals were called on DJ Richards for McNeese. And Deshaun Jackson for Lamar. And it's going to result in those offsetting, and it becomes a two-shot foul for Javon Garcia, who was fouled after the missed three-pointer. Well, after a lengthy delay, Garcia to the free throw line. His first one is good. Garcia now with 8 points. Not his biggest scoring day for a guy who had 24 in the semis to lead the way last night, but he has stretched the McNeese lead to 10. Its largest advantage tonight. With a minute 42 to play, second one is good as well. 9 for Garcia, 11-point McNeese lead with 100 seconds left. Lamar needs it in a hurry. Pennebaker in the right corner. Backtracks to the right wing, hands off for Jackson. His three ball in the air, too strong. Rebound tipped all the way out near midcourt, tracked down by Jackson. Shot clock reset inside 90 seconds. Jackson blocked off the backboard by Shoemate, corralled by Garcia. An emphatic rejection from Shoemate, and that may very well seal it for the Cowboys. 57-46. A minute 10 to go, and Garcia's foul near midcourt by Jackson. Christian Shoemate with block number 4 on the day. That goes with 8 points, 6 rebounds, and a couple of steals. And a guy who is playing in his school record 134th game with the final exclamation point defensively. Now Garcia back to the line where he shoots at 80%. He got another free throw without hitting the rim. Now 4 for 4 from the stripe, 10 points. He's into double figures for a team-leading 23rd time this year. And this Cowboy crowd can taste it. Their lead has now ballooned to 12. And it stays there with a miss by Garcia on the second. 12-point game, minute 6 to go. Marmoleos on the left wing. Dribbling along the baseline, kicks out Pennebaker, up top Jackson, right wing for 3, off to the right a miss, Pennebaker grabs it, and he's fouled inside with 56.6. And Pennebaker left the first free throw short. Lamar can look at a lot of numbers in this game today if they come up short, and it looks like they will. 6 for 14 at the free throw line is not going to do it against a team this good. Pennebaker, second free throw true. 58-47 with 56.6. Will Wade gets Shoemate out. He's the one poor free throw shooter on this team. They inbound it to Charles, and at some point you got to foul him, and they do with 54 seconds left. Double bonus situation. McNeese is on their way to back-to-back trips to the big dance. (58-47), McNeese leads with 54 seconds to play in regulation. This entire crowd can chase it as Charles sinks the first free throw. That is his first point for a guy who came in averaging 9 per. That's how deep this team is. Just so many weapons. Pennebaker will check out as Dawsey comes in for Lamar. One more free throw to come for Charles, the Louisiana transfer. He came here for a shot to play in another NCAA tournament, played one at UL a couple years back, makes the free throw, 60-47. McNeese's lead 13, its largest again. Hollyfield rises from the right wing and cans a 3. And Alvin Brooks will use his final timeout with 46.7 as Lamar cuts it to a 10-point game. Now this crowd has pretty much been on their feet the entire game. They have had a lot to cheer about once again. A McNeese team that Entering Will Wade's first season in the 2023-2024 campaign a year ago, had been coming off a year with 23 losses. In fact, they had lost 22 games in back-to-back years. Will Wade at his opening press conference, which was 2 years ago yesterday, stressed that McNeese in his first year would go from 23 losses to 23 wins. They went to 30 wins in year one. They are on the cusp of a 27th win and punching a second straight ticket to the big dance. Again, for McNeese, it had been 2 NCAA trips in 51 years as a Division I program entering last season. They are on the verge of it being 2 in 2 seasons. Inbounder, it will be Murray, who gets to Garcia. He lofts ahead for Copeland, and he's fouled there by Holyfield at midcourt with 41.3. Alvin Brooks' team needs to be given all the credit in the world. They hung tough with McNeese, something few teams have been able to do on multiple occasions this year. Not only this one, but the one in Beaumont 11 days ago. Copeland's first free throw is true. McNeese at the line today, 18 of 24. They are going to move to 16 and 20. They're 16 for 20 in the second half, an 80% clip. One more now for Copeland, and he rimmed it out. Rebound falls into the lap of Marmolejos. Lamar's got to go with 35 seconds. Marmolejos takes it right down the lane, and with a righty scoop shot, he's got 16. 61-52. McNeese just has too many good free throw shooters on the floor right now. They inbound to Garcia. He's hounded in the backcourt. Garcia looking and finds Charles, who goes to Murray and finds Copeland, and he is finally hacked with 27.9. Lamar still playing the foul game, but time dwindling down. A 9-point lead for McNeese inside 28 seconds. The Cowboys can fully taste it now. Copeland free throw, true again. 17 points for Copeland. And he's 4 shy of a season high of 21. He had just 7 in the semifinals. He has come up huge here today, known for his passing. He has done it scoring-wise today. 2 more free throws are true. Copeland a team high 18, and McNeese lead is 11. Into the front court, Marmolejos for Lamar. Down the lane, he is fouled, floats it up and off. And it's the double bonus situation. Will Wade is apoplectic about why his team is fouling with 21.2. Just no need to. And they stop the clock. So with 21.2, Sincere Parker will check back in. DJ Richards will exit to what's going to be a very, very loud ovation after picking up his 5th foul. Richards a fan favorite. He gets a big two-handed high five and hug from his head coach, Will Wade. Richards, a leader on this team as a junior. 83 threes made a year ago, 85 more this season. At the line, Marmolejos for 2, and he rims in the first. He is now 3 of 3 at the line and has 17. This young man has put together an outstanding first year of Division I college hoops. After averaging better than 22 points per game at his junior college stop in Arizona Western to begin his career. Hamilton, by the way, checks out. He will exit for the final time as a Lamar Cardinal, 5th-year senior from Buckeye, Arizona. Walks off the floor. Marmolejos with 1 more free throw to come to make it a 9-point game, and it rims around and in. 63-54. And now Jashawn Jackson is going to check out. Senior from San Antonio gets a hug from Alvin Brooks. They bring on Jaden Bars, a redshirt freshman from Manor, Texas. Copeland, the trigger man for McNeese. 63-54 with 21.2. Garcia hounded in the backcourt by Marmolejos. They wanted to try to get the ball out of his hands initially. And now Lamar will call off the Dogs. Crowd rises and crescendos. The crowd crescendos here at the Legacy Center in Lake Charles. Copeland dribbles, final 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Final buzzer sounds, and the Cowboys remain kings of the Southland Conference. McNeese remains on top. The McNeese Cowboys for the first time in program history, will go to back-to-back NCAA tournaments, and they will be dancing once again here in Lake Charles. Final score here today from the Legacy Center, McNeese 63, Lamar 54. The McNeese Cowboys defend their crown in the Southland Conference and are headed to a second straight NCAA tournament for the first time in program history. Will Wade's group has done it once again. 2 seasons under Will Wade and 2 Southland Conference championships, both in the regular season and in the tournament. And for a program that had made 2 NCAA tournament appearances in their first 51 seasons of Division I basketball, they have now reached the summit in the Southland in back-to-back seasons under Will Wade. As they knock off their border rivals Lamar, they sweep the season series 3-0, 63-54 final again. McNeese will be dancing once again in 2025. They are already roping off for the trophy presentation here at the Legacy Center in Lake Charles. McNeese players with their hats and shirts all across the floor. They were standing on the scorer's table in front of us moments ago. A program that has now won 57 games over the last 2 years, obliterating the prior winningest 2-year period in program history. And they have reached the ultimate pinnacle once again, headed to the NCAA tournament in March Madness. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back and tie a bow on this one from Lake Charles. Again, once more, your final score here from the Legacy Center in the Southland Conference Tournament title game. The top seed McNeese 63, the 2 seed Lamar 54. McNeese returns to March Madness for the first time in program history. The Cowboys back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances and dancing again. You're listening to the Southland Conference Men's Basketball Championship presented by ExploreLouisiana.com.
Some people just have a knack for being there when you need them the most. Like your 3rd grade classmate who sticks up for you against that bully. The neighbor who gives you a jump start. And the friend who chases away that flock of geese at your outdoor wedding. Your State Farm agent has your back too, through good times and the not so good. And who's got your agent's back? State Farm, the company people have trusted for more than 90 years. We're here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Ashley Barrios and cut off today at 985-632-0988.
Please join us for the South Louisiana Wildfowl Carvers 2025 competition. Registration begins Friday, March 21st. Exhibit doors open to the public at 10 a.m. on Saturday and 8 a.m. until 3 on Sunday, with a live auction beginning at 1. Donations are accepted and appreciated. That's the South Louisiana Wildfowl Carvers 2025 competition, March 22nd and 23rd at the Lockport Recreational Community Center, 5610 Highway 1 in Lockport. A $5 entry fee, but kids 14 and under are free. Set yourself up for success when planning your next event. Whether it be a festival, Mardi Gras, rodeo, or outdoor music venue, Joe's Septic Contractors says it's important to cover your bases well before the days of your event. Joe's Septic Contractors can supply 1 to 18 stall restroom, air-conditioned trailers, shower trailers, and temporary fencing 24/7. Planning an event? Visit joeseptic.com. Locations in Cutoff, Thibodaux, Fourchon, Abbeville, Reserve, Odessa, Texas, and Pascagoula, Mississippi.
Well, we are back at the Legacy Center in Lake Charles, wrapping up another McNeese Cowboys Southland Conference Tournament Championship, their 2nd year in a row hoisting the trophy in the Southland, and they are headed back to the NCAA tournament. First time in program history that they would go to back-to-back big dances. Jack Benjamin back with you. Again, we're brought to you by ExploreLouisiana.com. McNeese, final stats, 42% from the floor, 17% from 3, 3 for 17, and 20 for 27 at the free throw line, 74%. They were led by 18 points from Quadir Copeland. Lamar, 31% shooting, 5 for 23 from distance, 9 for 17 at the free throw line, 53%, led by 18 points from Alexis Marmolejos. McNeese will march on to the madness for a 2nd consecutive year while they will await Selection Sunday and their seed. They are looking like they're going to be on the 12 seed line, and they are going to be a handful for whoever they match up with. They are now 27-6. They have won 57 games over the last 2 years, the most in program history in a 2-year stretch. And again, back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances for the first time in program history. Lamar finishes the year 20-13, first 20-win campaign since 2018-2019, after their first title game appearance since 2012. Big thanks to Luke Plaisance back in the studio, Jerry Truck Disclair, our entire crew over at Callais. Big thanks to all of you for tuning in. Again, your final score here from the Legacy Center in Lake Charles. Once again, your final score, the top seed McNeese 63, the 2 seed Lamar 54. The McNeese Cowboys, back-to-back Southland Conference tournament champions, and for the first time in program history, headed to a second straight NCAA tournament. This has been the Southland Conference Men's Basketball Championship game presented by ExploreLouisiana.com.
Is knee pain keeping you from living your best life? Get back into the swing of things with a robotic-assisted knee replacement from Thibodaux Regional Health System. Robotic-assisted knee replacement means greater precision and a joint replacement that's customized to your anatomy. And this could mean less pain and a quicker recovery. Most importantly, it can mean improving your quality of life. Learn more at Thibodaux.com.
Theriault Douay & Theriault, more than just an insurance company. Since 1957, Theriault Douay & Theriault has been helping customers find the best coverage and price for their home, auto, and flood insurance. Theriault Douay & Theriault specializes in commercial property, liability, and workers' comp. Call Danielle or Marie at 475-5126. We do not sell a product, we sell a service. Theriault Douay & Theriault.
Trinity Tugs of Galliano is now hiring masters and mates of towing to join our team. Trinity Tugs is a family-owned and operated tug and barge company ready to serve our clients for any marine transportation needs from Texas to Maine. We offer full benefits for employees and family, along with a 401k match and very competitive pay. Call us now at 985-315-2887 or our website, trinitytugs.com, to apply and begin your career with us.
You're listening to KLEB, 1600 AM and K274DE, 102.7 FM, Golden Meadow.
Good evening and welcome to the very first edition of Inside Tarpon Athletics. Coach Brian Callais here along with Truck Disclair working the board tonight. We're going to have a very, very good show lined up for you guys. This has been a thing in the making for a good while where I've always wanted to have a show like this, and thanks to Truck to allow us to get this show on the air. And also we want to thank, before we get started, all of our sponsors: Pokey's Pet Sitting, DTB Clothing, Danos, Jen Gators, Mr. Henry Lafourche, School Board Member, District 7, 3T Oil, and Duck Fab. Thank you guys so very much for sponsoring this show. And what we're going to do here on Inside Tarpon Athletics is that we're going to get the coaches. Some of them will come in studio. Some will have phone calls with phone interviews, but we want them to promote their sports. It's not just the major sports. We're going to hit on all of these sports, and we want to apologize. We were coming on at 6, but McNeese State defeated Lamar. The score is 63-54. McNeese State and Coach Will Wade's going back to the big dance in March Madness. Let's go straight to the phone lines where we have Coach B.J. Young, golf coach from South Lafourche High School, on the line. Coach, how are we doing this evening?
Doing well, man. How are y'all?
Oh, doing great. Look, your golf team started off the season, a lot of success. I believe it's 3 titles in a row in these tournaments. Just talk about your team's play.
Yeah, won 3 out of the 4 tournaments we played so far. Playing really well. Yesterday was our best that we played so far. So it was good to see us kind of hitting that stride in the middle. in the middle of the season. Got a little bit left to go before we head to the district regional and try to qualify for state. So playing some good golf, very competitive in the qualifiers. Got about 6 guys to choose from, but when only 6-7 guys only bringing 5, so it's been pretty competitive. And look, competition brings the best out of everybody in any sport. So nothing changes as far as that goes for golf.
And talk to us about the matches y'all have during the regular season. Really, none of it like counts toward district, right? It's just some tournaments where you can go and work on your game, and when district starts, that's where it really starts to count.
Yeah, these tournaments that we're playing in, Coach Brian Myers from Central Lafourche does a good job organizing the whole thing with the schools and the golf courses, getting them kids out there and playing at different spots every week. This is just right now, I guess you call it the season. It's just basically developmental, getting the kids out there, learning the game, sharpening skills, competing, and trying to find yourself as a team and what places to put the guys. So thankful for him to be able to do that, and I know it helps our guys as far as even in pressure situations. You're putting and you're chipping or you're driving off the tee box, and there's spectators watching, you know. So if you never get to do that stuff and you show up to a district or regional match with people everywhere, it could be a little nerve-wracking. So good, you know, glad that he's able to do that for us, and them kids be able to get out there and get that experience before it really starts to count. And
look, Coach, you brought up pressure. Talk about the pressure that may be on your kids. You can use that in a good way where they win in these early tournaments right now. Then when they get to district, they have to produce in district. If not all these wins earlier or for nothing, but it's also going to give them confidence that they can win and compete.
Yeah, I think the confidence is huge. You know, right now they're feeling themselves, and they playing with confidence. And look, man, it's just like anything else. You know, confidence helps. I think it gives you time to not get in your head. You know, because if you hit bad shots, golf's a hard game, man. You hit bad shots and you get in your head and it just starts to snowball. So on the other side too, it gives you a chance to try to correct that stuff in a competitive match type of atmosphere. To get you prepared, because once you hit the district, it's win in advance. Look, you can advance as a single, which is a little different in other sports, but the guys want to advance as a team. You know, it's funny when you go. We went, I want to say my first 3 years as a team, and that's fun, man. When them kids get to experience that as a team, they go eat the night before, and then there's a 2-day tournament at state. So they eat after the first tournament. They just kind of hanging out, man, and it's good it's a good atmosphere. So I know they enjoy doing it as a team, and that's the goal, is to qualify as a team.
Let's talk about some of the guys on that team that are playing so well right now. Go ahead and shout out some of these guys.
Yeah, obviously I think the one everybody knows is Jude LaBeouf, who's doing what we expect him to do, kind of leading the charge. I think he's won 2 or 3 of the 4 overall best scores of the tournaments. So he's kind of doing what we expected. Senior year, so. I know he's got a little bit more urgency and things of that nature to make sure he can go take it as far as he can. Buddy Fonseca is playing tremendous golf right now, playing really well, and he's hard on himself, so that helps. You know, so he's always striving to get better. Camden Bro, every time I talk to his dad at school, that's all he does is play golf. You know, so he's out there every day, and the growth he's made from last year to this year is huge, and that's what helps, man. When you got them guys in them 3 and 4 slots who are scoring well. So Camden's been playing great golf. The 4th one was look. I think the newcomer of the year, a shock to me for sure. Jake Danos last year kind of picked it up, had ups and downs, but this year's kind of solidified himself in the lineup. And look, he's playing great. I think yesterday he shot a 46, so on 9 holes. So he's doing really well, which helps the team tremendously. In the 5 spot right now, it's kind of a battle between Bennett and Kyle Dubois. Bennett Bourgeois, Kyle Dubois, and Rustin Guidroz is getting back from basketball, so he's kind of getting in the swing of things too. So they kind of bouncing around in that 5th spot. Yesterday we brought Kyle, and Kyle shot well. I want to say Kyle shot a 48 off the top of my head, which is great, man. Another kid who just kind of picked it up. But so they're all, man. They're playing good golf. Look, I think a lot of it has to do It's no secret. Josh Full of Love coming on board and helping a lot. At practice he's got him doing like putting drills on a mat and chipping, and it's running like a well-oiled machine. So he's kind of taking it to the next level, and it's coming from a guy who's played it, that the kids know, and they know he played it at a high level, and he still plays at a high level. So what he says is kind of like gold. They take it in like it's gospel. So it's been good to have Josh around. Jed Petrie, Jed's back. Jed's doing a great job, like he always. Jed's been there since I've been there. Opens up the course in the back. Same thing, man. Kind of a guy that the kids know that's always around. And Jed played in college as well. I want to say Jed played at Nicholas too. So them kids know that, they respect it. So those guys bring a lot to it, man. And they really do, and they help me tremendously.
And Kyle Dubois is actually my neighbor, next door neighbor, so it's good to see him have success. Now,
Yeah.
Coach, you mentioned like Josh Full of Love, the kids kind of look up to him. Is that something like a football player might be looking up to a former Southeastern quarterback?
Man, I would hope so. But look, man, I think you know how it goes. They hear my voice a bunch. So when you can bring in kind of a new face in anything, give it a spark. I listen to y'all show all the time, and I hear Tony Clark talking about the guy they just brought in for basketball, the guy that played at the next level, and how it just brings a little different energy. So a lot of times, man, it's good to get some new blood around that's kind of different for the kids, and they understand and respect them because they did it at a higher level. So, yeah, man, it helps. I really do believe that. Not saying that makes or breaks you as a coach. I don't think you have to play college football, college baseball, or golf to be a great coach. There's great coaches that don't do that, but it's a plus, man. In today's society with these kids, man, that all of them little things matter. When they can YouTube you and pull you up and watch you do that type of stuff, when you talk, it carries a little bit more weight,
Yes, 100% agree. It does make a difference. Now, Coach, how does someone qualify for states? You have to win at the district level, correct?
Yeah, you can win at the district level, and I say win. They take multiple places out. Man, look, every year, you redo it. Then it's football mode, then it's golf mode. I want to say it's the top 2 or 3 they qualify for the regional, and then the same thing for once you finish the regional to state. The unique thing is, if you qualify as a team, you cannot qualify as an individual. So it does open the door for some individuals who might interest an individual, or their team doesn't have a great day, and they don't get penalized. The individual still gets to advance. So I thought that was pretty cool how they do that. So you can never give up. You play the best you can play, and hope it works out. But unlike other sports, if somebody has a bad day on the mound, the chances of the team losing in baseball is probably pretty good. Whereas in golf, if your team's having a bad day and you play lights out, you can still advance.
And Coach,
so pretty cool.
Yeah, how much practice time do these guys get during the week? Is it like every day they're going out and play a little?
Yeah, they do. Now I'm gonna tell you, I want to say every single one of them's members, so they're out there all the time. Not just when we're out there. Which in golf, man, you gotta play. You gotta play a bunch. So luckily, we got a lot of self-driven kids who really love the game, which is good for the younger generation to see it, because unlike every other sport, you can play golf for really the rest of your life, So it's good to see that they're interested in it, and they do, man. They play it all the time. If you go to Thailand's on a Sunday at 2 o'clock, there's probably 2 or 3 of them out there playing golf. So it's good.
And it also helps when you have high character guys where when they back there, they are getting work in. They're not just messing around.
Yeah, that's right. They're out there and they're getting work in, and they're not acting goofy either, cutting up on the golf cart or hitting the ball when they're not supposed to hit it. They respect the game. They respect the guys around them, and that's not everywhere. You don't have those type of kids everywhere. And you hear every coach at Solid Foods is like a broken record. We're fortunate to have those kids in our school building, man, and get to work with those type of high character guys.
Coach, when's the next match coming up for your team?
Yeah, we played one today. We actually had a girl sign up right before Mardi Gras basketball. Girl, Cammie Petrie, she shot a 55 in the first match. So
wow. Super
proud of her. So that was new, having a girl out there, and so she enjoyed it. So our next match will be Tuesday, and it's at Latour. For the boys, the girls will be on Thursday at Riverland.
Well, Coach, best of luck the rest of the season. We're going to have you on 2 weeks from tonight again to just give us an update on the golf program, what's happening there.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all, brother.
Right. Coach B.J. Young does a tremendous job with that golf program. And look, they got some high character young men out there where they want to get better. And I like what he said. They want to qualify for state as a team rather than individuals. So let's go ahead and take a break. When we get back from the break, we'll give you a rundown of the schedule real quick. Our next guest is in studio, Coach Chandler, Guidroz, head baseball coach. Then we had Coach Hillary Boss to come on, but they are in the middle of playing a game right now. So hopefully she may be able to call into the back end of the show. And around 7 o'clock hour, we're going to have Coach Lonnie, Rousse, tennis coach, come in. Then we're going to hit the middle schools. Coach Caitlyn, Comeaux, and Coach Ken Talutis from Golden Meadow and LCO will give us an update on their track programs at their prospective school. And we're going to finish up with Coach Brendan Adams' track. They're having a freshman track meet at South right now. But hopefully it'll all be done, and we'll have him on to close the show. You're listening to Inside Tarpon Athletics. We'll be back in a few right here on KLEB.
Duck Fab Incorporated is your first choice for professional HVAC duct systems. From project concept, design, drafting, to production and installation. Duck Fab prides itself in serving all of your HVAC system needs, from residential, commercial, municipalities, and industrial, marine, and land-based facilities. Duck Fab is there to serve Gulf Coast and River Region with its locations in Houma and Hazelhurst, Mississippi. Duck Fab, 352 Equity Boulevard, Houma, Louisiana, 985-876-3400. Duck Fab.
Barry Ogeron Insurance Agency, LLC, your local Horace Mann insurance agent, provides quality service and lifelong financial well-being to educators and others who serve the community through a full range of tailored insurance and financial services products. Stop by Barry Ogeron Insurance Agency today, 15642 West Main Street, Cutoff, or call 985-632-2893. Barry Ogeron Insurance Agency.
Are you looking for an overnight stay or daycare for your dog? Contact Miss Brandy's Doggy Daycare and Boarding right here in Cutoff. At Miss Brandy's, she makes your dogs feel at home with climate-controlled, large suites, private quiet areas if needed, and more. They also offer obedience training. Contact Miss Brandy today for more information or for a meet and greet. Want that peace of mind that your dog is in great hands while you are gone? Call Miss Brandy's Doggy Daycare and Boarding in Cutoff at 985-665-7456.
And welcome back to Inside Tarpon Athletics. We got our first in-studio guest of the show, Coach Chandler, Guidroz, baseball coach. Coach, how's it going, man?
Doing awesome. How are y'all?
Oh, we're doing great, man. Living the life. Living it up. Living it up here. Let's talk about your baseball team. They're 9-6 on the season. And last 8 games, y'all been playing well, 6-2 over the last 8 games. Just talk about the start to your season.
Yeah, and it's crazy because, you know, as a coach, you have such high expectations, and, you know, you in game, you fighting it, and you look at the 9-6 record, we're 15 games in, and I went back and looked at previous seasons. This is tied for the best record we've ever had through 15 games, and we've accomplished a lot in a lot of those seasons. So, you know, it's reiterating that message to the kids. Yeah, we think that we are better than that, but look at what those other teams did. You know, 2021, you 9-6. 2022, you less than that. That's 2 district title teams, 2 quarterfinal teams. So it's about realizing you're right there. Let's make the little adjustments we feel like we need to make. And, you know, I think that we're in a really good spot.
And you know, keep your eye on the prize where you would like to win a district championship, but that's really not the goal, right?
Right.
Look at South Tarpon a few years back. And if you play well toward the end of the season, give yourself a shot.
Yep, and it's about process, and you notice going through it with your teams. It's always about getting better every day. It's not the result or not even so much the team you playing. You play yourself every day, whether it's in practice, whether it's, you know, you got to go on a 2-hour road trip to Salmon tomorrow. It's about being the best version of yourself every day, and if you play the game consistently enough the right way, you're going to give yourself a chance at the end.
And do you someone looks at the schedule, 9-6, they're not having a good year. You know, just by looking at the record. And do you bring up like the last years to your team now and say, listen, we're right on schedule?
Yeah.
Because with baseball, you got so many games in a short period of time, and it's 9-6. That's pretty darn good.
Yeah, and like you said, baseball, it's momentum. Like we play starting tomorrow, 3 games in 3 days, where you could be 12-6 before you blink your eye, or you could be 9-9. It's what direction you want to go based on how you play, and it's really just about you fighting that battle every day to be motivated to be at the field, to grind through every at bat, every pitch, whatever you got to do to be the best version of yourself every day.
And let's talk about where tournament games, where you play 3 games in 2 days, or do you like that part of your schedule? Because if you're hot and you go into a tournament, you can pick up 3 wins quick. But on the other hand, if you run into a hotter team than you, and some teams, you can fall real quick. So how do you like the tournament play compared to just the single game sets?
Yeah, and look, we faced that last week. We've fought 2 very good teams and competed well, I thought. But I don't, from my perspective, because of scouting. We got to scout 3 teams and be ready to go. You got to base pitching on it, and does that affect your pitching schedule going forward? So every year at this point, Coach Buck and I said, thank God this is over, because just pitching staff-wise and scouting-wise, it's so time-consuming. To whereas right now you could scout 1 team at a time and set yourself up to win a game on that day.
Now, I know you coached under Coach Rabb a few years ago, and it was crazy. He had the entire season mapped out with who's pitching what games.
Yep.
Is that something that you would do?
We look at it like that, and the funny story about that with Coach Rabb, he said, Chandler, figure out a way that Blake O'Gale could pitch against E.D. White. And we went from there. And that's literally how we based our entire plan throughout attacking that year. But no, that was a great experience for me, obviously. But we do kind of look at that, but at the same time, certain guys emerge. Like right now, I think, and it's not to offend, I think our best 2 pitchers are freshmen right now based on performance. You look at strike percentage, you look at earned run average, and just production. Our 2 best pitchers are guys that we didn't necessarily think would be. So it's competitive throughout. It's we don't have a true, I would call, shutdown ace on our team, but we have a lot of guys that can come in and throw strikes. So it's all about the matchups and who we want to see on that day.
And with 15 games into the season, what are some things that, and you might have kind of alluded to it just a little, things that you are pleasantly surprised with that you didn't think at this point of the season?
Well, you look at a kid like Cooper Worley. I didn't, he never swung a bat for us last year. And I didn't know how he'd adjust to varsity pitching. I knew he could hit a 60-mile-an-hour fastball in JV. That kid's hitting 300 for us right now, and he's our designated hitter. And when it's his turn to pitch, he hits for himself. It's been a great surprise. I don't want to say surprise because we knew it could be possible, but to see him actually do it at this level. And then, the couple of freshmen, Julian Morales, Eddie Galicia, Bo Robert, and I think Matthew Pierce can be one later down the line. He's dealing with a little arm bug right now, but we saw them this summer, and you never know who you're facing over the summer. If their players are playing at a camp somewhere or what they're doing, seeing it against guys that are giving it their best shot and seeing those guys perform has been a blessing. And everybody else, the guys we had coming back, they're doing pretty much what we expected of them. So it's been really great to see our team develop.
Yeah, and it's great to see where you got freshmen contributing on the varsity level. And the baseball program is starting to remind me of Coach Young's football program, where he has a system in place and he just plugs pieces into that system. And when you give these athletes their chance, they take advantage of it. And football, look, I mean, they're losing all these receivers, then it's like they're not missing a beat. They got guys stepping up and taking advantage.
Yeah, and you look back to our 2023 season as the Jacob Curall, Luke Sanamo, Mason Buzigard year, where we graduated everybody. Like everybody from a quarterfinal team, a district title team, and our kind of mantra was prove them wrong with our boys. And that team won 17 games in Division II. We'd have been hosting. It's unfortunate that team, because of the lack of postseason opportunity, I will say, may not be remembered in the way of those other teams. But that was as proud of I've ever been as a team, as a coach. And you just see different guys coming in, and the expectation ain't changing. We know what we've accomplished as a program in the last 6 years. And whoever's in there, you're expected to produce whatever role you're asked to do.
And, I don't want to harp on this too much about going from Division One to Division Two, but it is what it is. The next year, y'all gonna play where y'all belong. And I was talking to Coach Young about it, that I think that's gonna help the athletic program out, because now people may come out for a sport because now they have a chance.
Yeah.
When you in Division One, and they read, they look on the internet, they see where we got to compete against a school that has like 2,000 more students than us. Yeah. And so can you see that maybe helping give the athletic department a little shot in the arm?
I think so, and it's in baseball specifically, it's just no margin for error for our kids. There's so much pressure every single game. And a couple of weeks ago, or last week, we were ranked, I think, 22nd, and you look at the teams behind us, it's St. Amant. It's like, I want to say West Monroe was behind us. It is the who's who. And just that little bit of wiggle room with only 24 teams, I think, for us specifically, is going to be a big advantage. And then for every other sport, once you get to the playoffs, you playing against guys like you.
Okay, and you mentioned the 24 teams that I don't know anyone can figure out why. 28 in some, 26 in some, different sports and all. It just doesn't make sense. But let's talk about it. Right now, y'all at 29. I think the games coming up, your next 4 games, are crucial for y'all, because Salmon's at 3-10. You got Patrick Taylor, they're 4-8. Eric 5-11. South Tarpon 4-12. That's teams that you got to go out and beat because they don't have as many wins. Is that, I know in basketball it hurt you. Is that the same in baseball, that if you don't beat these teams with a few wins, it can hurt?
Yeah, and look, numbers-wise, it's about winning the games you were on paper supposed to win. But you look at who South Tarpon's played this year.
Yes.
Who knows? They might be as good or better than us. Edie White, our record's better than them, but they play in the who's who. So every team schedules for their benefit what they think is going to benefit them. But you're forced to play these district games where their goals and your goals and what you're trying to accomplish don't match up. So at the end, the math's going to be the math, and you just got to go out and try to play and win the game on that day.
Yeah, one game at a time, and you end up where you end up. But that's a great point you bring up. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we get back, we're going to ask Coach Guidroz to stay for another segment. You're listening to Inside Tarpon Athletics right here on KLAB.
Down the Bayou Clothing Company would like you to know that they bleed blue and are a big supporter of South Lafourche athletics. But the folks at DTB Clothing also are equally passionate about our community, offering school spirit shirts, customized gear, and much more, giving top quality and elite customer service with their work. Visit DTB Clothing online today at dtbclothingstore.shop to see the latest and new designs. As DTB Clothing, go Tarpons.
Henry Lafont, a proud South Lafourche High School alumni and Lafourche Parish School Board member for District 7, will always put the education of Lafourche Parish children as his top priority. Henry Lafont would like to wish the South Lafourche High School teams all the best this school year. Go Tarpons, from Henry Lafont, Lafourche Parish School Board member, District 7.
Gen Gators Power Systems is the area's leading Kohler standby generator solution, specializing in maintenance, repair, and installation on all major brands, from gas to diesel and 2kW to 2000. Home or commercial, our team has you covered. Our factory-certified technicians and installers are highly trained to provide response and repair when you need it the most. We service what we sell, period. Trust the Gen Gators, where we sink our teeth into service.
Are you looking for an overnight stay or daycare for your dog? Contact Miss Brandy's Doggy Daycare and Boarding right here in Cutoff. At Miss Brandy's, she makes your dogs feel at home with climate-controlled, large suites, private quiet areas if needed, and more. They also offer obedience training. Contact Miss Brandy today for more information or for a meet and greet. Want that peace of mind that your dog is in great hands while you are gone? Call Miss Brandy's Doggy Daycare and Boarding in Cutoff at 985-665-7456.
Since 1947, Danos has been a trusted, family-owned name in the oilfield service industry. From the Gulf of Mexico to Port Fourchon, Texas, and Colorado, we've got the job that's right for you. Visit www.danosjobs.com now for a full list of current job openings, or call 833-GO-DANOS to connect with a recruiter today. Join a team that's been a leader in the oil and gas industry for over 75 years. Start your journey today. Danos does it right.
And welcome back to Inside Tarpon Athletics. We're talking with the head baseball coach at South Lafourche High School, Coach Chandler. Guidroz picked up that pen again. Coach, let's transition over to the sub-varsity levels. I know a lot of time they kind of get lost in the shuffle where, you mentioned on play-by-play, we talk to you a lot of times, and it's varsity. But we have some time now. Let's talk about your freshman and JV level.
Yep. So with us, just our numbers in the program, I think Hurricane Ida did a big damage on development of kids. So our numbers are not what they should be at the high school level for a 4A school. So we had to combine, once again, JV and freshmen. And it's either you go get your brains beat in at 2 levels or you compete at 1 level. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we're putting a pretty quality product out there with that group. Couple of juniors that are kind of leading the way with that. Brock O'Gale is doing a great job in our outfield, pitching some for us. Also, Benjamin Bruce, man, you see that guy all the time. He's a very multi-talented human being and really just a great kid. One of my favorite kids is going to go down that I've ever coached. Just an awesome person. But he's really hitting the ball well at that level. Res Due, who is a varsity starter for us, pitches only at the JV level. So he does a great job with that. And, kind of the same kids that we had mentioned earlier, those freshmen, Julian Morales, Eddie Galicia, they start varsity for us, but we want to maximize their at-bats and make sure that they're getting as many reps as humanly possible. So those guys play at that level. Bo Robert, Jack Griffin, just a really good little mix of kids, man. And with us, we have 5, underclassmen bats that swing in the varsity lineup for us. And to have those other kids coming behind, I think that we're really building a solid base for the future. And I think that it starts on the mound. We got some guys, a lot of them have to pitch varsity right now, but we have some of those at that JV level that once they combine as one staff, I think that we're really going to like what we have on the mound going forward.
You mentioned a lot of names where we called last year out at middle school.
Yep.
Some athletes. So it's good to see them getting some playing time. And I'm sure that these freshmen and JV players kind of look up to the varsity, and that if they see a freshman player right now playing varsity, then it's like gives them the extra confidence. Well, why can't I play JV as a freshman?
Yeah.
So they can come out there, and that's got to help.
Sure. And look, within our program, age means nothing except that you've been here longer and you might get the first shot to earn a spot. But the best players play. That's the bottom line. So it's about developing guys, figuring out who they are. And like you said, that gives hope to those younger guys. Like day one, Julian and Eddie were in our starting lineup. Bo Robert, a couple of games later, bust his tail, and he earned some at-bats. And it's competitive. Everything we do is competitive. Those guys compete with each other every day, understanding we're all on the same team. But production between the white lines, what we do in practice is great, but production once you get your opportunity between the white lines in the game of baseball is what counts.
What's coming ahead for the Tarpon baseball team in the next, let's say, couple of weeks? Because we won't be back on until the last Thursday, Wednesday of the month. So what's going on between that time?
Yeah, so we are going to Salmon tomorrow. Again, they don't have lights, so we do have to leave school a little bit earlier to get to Slidell that early. So we're going to play 3:30 at Salmon High School. Then we have back-to-back, weather permitting, home games between Patrick Taylor on Friday night. John Ehret right now is scheduled for 1:30 Saturday. We're going to know more in the morning. I don't think that is very likely to happen at 1:30 Saturday. It's going to be something, and I'll talk to their coach, it's going to be as early as we could get umpires, administration, security, all that situated, and try to get that game in before that weather hits, because you don't want those guys on the road. And, it's about safety of all athletes, not just our athletes. So after that, we open up district play next week. South Tarpon on the road on Tuesday, Edie White home on Thursday, and then we actually do senior day a little bit different. We do it kind of ahead of time just to make sure, ever since that COVID year where my seniors didn't get their senior day, ever since then I'm looking for the first opportunity I can to honor those guys. So we're going to be doing that March 22nd at home against East St. John.
And how is it as a coach where you also have to play a weatherman, where you have to look at the forecast and you have to determine, okay, like you were talking just now, you may have to move the game up. And how does it feel to be more correct than a regular weatherman.
Yeah.
You know,
it's crazy, man. But you just got to do what makes sense for all parties. You don't want a team driving here to get rained on. Being respectful to them, their fans, their parents, their players. And for our kids, we understand, like, we don't have turf. We're not in a gym. It's not just grass. It's dirt. Dirt gets wet, you're done. If too much accumulates. So it's a lot that goes into it, but we always, you try to err on the side of caution, but at the same time, you schedule 33 games, you want to play them, and you want to give your kids a full season, and we're going to do everything we can to do that.
And you mentioned in dirt, the condition of the field. I know y'all did a major overhaul over in the off season. How's the field looking?
It's great. Our actual playing surface, I believe, is great. As a lot of people may know, we had major drainage issues in center field for years now, and that hampered us from playing a lot of games. And toward our dugout, when y'all going to see whenever y'all come, we have kind of sand and dirt kind of packed in that we did the work, and then you don't know till it rains. You don't know till it rains. You plant your grass, and then you see it's still holding water. So you're going to see it's almost like a warning track in center field, and we have some sand there, but it's a safe playing surface, and I think next year it's going to be absolutely immaculate. I'm glad we did it. We did the right thing. I also want to thank Coach Pokey and SLHS administration, school board, and Grand Isle Shipyard. We finally got that drainage fixed. We're going to know what our next rain, see what it looks like, but we actually had to, back channel and, adjust ditches and stuff on the back end. And I want to thank them for making that matter a very serious matter once it was brought up to them, and it's getting fixed.
Yeah, that's good to see, because it's such a beautiful field. Look, I know the time it takes, the effort to work on that field. So kudos to you guys for getting that field, upgrades to the field. And speaking on upgrades, I know Hurricane Ida still have some issues. Fill us in on what's going on that end.
Yeah, I'm kind of hearing, and I try to stay out of it as much as I can, but I'm kind of hearing that press box possibility later into this year that starts, or into next year. I don't want to make any promises or get in trouble for it, but that's kind of what I'm hearing that would be starting. And once we get that back, it's right now we've been putting Band-Aids for 5 years now, or 4 years, whatever it's been. So the Band-Aids need to start getting ripped off, and we need to start upgrading to give our kids what they deserve and keep kids here.
Now, I'm sure you rather not have a press box all season, or you don't want them to come in the middle of the season. Hey, we're starting to work on this and have construction all over the place, and maybe they say, well, we can't play here.
Yeah, and look, our hands are tied. I'm not going to comment too much on that. We're kind of at the mercy of what FEMA says we're going to do.
Yeah, that's tough, but it is what it is. I mean, you got to go by FEMA, and it's no one to blame. It's just that's the process, and it's happening at every school. Tarpon Parish has their issues, so time will tell. But Coach, I want to thank you so much for coming in. Enjoyed spending pretty close to half hour with you talking Tarpon baseball. Best of luck in the next couple of weeks, and we'll have you on. I believe it's the 26th, our next show, and we'll keep on talking Tarpon baseball.
Sounds good. And look, once again, thank y'all for doing this, everything y'all do, and look forward to seeing y'all at the park soon, and hopefully we get a good product in the field for you guys.
Yeah, and speaking of, our first broadcast will be the South Tarpon game.
Awesome, great.
That's what we're looking at, and I think it's like 14 games that
awesome.
we'll cover throughout the season.
Our school is more blessed than any high school that I could think of, and it's been since when I was growing up. So thank y'all, thank Truck for everything you guys do.
And the man behind the camera out here should get a ton of credit.
Absolutely.
For what they've been doing in the past. So let's go ahead and take a break. He's wants to hang us now. So we'll take a break. Well, when we get back, we're gonna talk some Tarpon tennis with Coach Lonnie Rousse right here on Inside Tarpon Athletics.
Since 1947, Danos has been a trusted, family-owned name in the oilfield service industry. From the Gulf of Mexico to Port Fourchon, Texas, and Colorado, we've got the job that's right for you. Visit www.danosjobs.com now for a full list of current job openings, or call 833-GO-DANOS to connect with a recruiter today. Join a team that's been a leader in the oil and gas industry for over 75 years. Start your journey today. Danos does it right.
Are you looking for an overnight stay or daycare for your dog? Contact Miss Brandy's Doggy Daycare and Boarding right here in Cutoff. At Miss Brandy's, she makes your dogs feel at home with climate-controlled, large suites, private quiet areas if needed, and more. They also offer obedience training. Contact Miss Brandy today for more information or for a meet and greet. Want that peace of mind that your dog is in great hands while you are gone? Call Miss Brandy's Doggy Daycare and Boarding in Cutoff at 985-665-7456.
3T Oil Change is an efficient, quick loop service that offers oil changes for gas and diesel engines, brake tags, tire sales and services, engine and cabin air filters, bulb replacement, and wiper blades with the convenience of a drive-through. No appointment necessary. 3T Oil Change on Main Street in Cutoff. Call 798-7401. Proud supporter of South Lafourche sports. 3T Oil Change says, go Tarpons!
Down the Bayou Clothing Company would like you to know that they bleed blue and are a big supporter of South Lafourche athletics. But the folks at DTB Clothing also are equally passionate about our community, offering school spirit shirts, customized gear, and much more, giving top quality and elite customer service with their work. Visit DTB Clothing online today at dtbclothingstore.shop to see the latest and new designs. As DTB Clothing, go Tarpons.
Gen Gators Power Systems is the area's leading Kohler standby generator solution, specializing in maintenance, repair, and installation on all major brands, from gas to diesel and 2kW to 2000. Home or commercial, our team has you covered. Our factory-certified technicians and installers are highly trained to provide response and repair when you need it the most. We service what we sell, period. Trust the Gen Gators, where we sink our teeth into service.
Welcome back to Inside Tarpon Athletics. Coach Brian Callais here. We're going to talk some Tarpon tennis with Coach Lonnie Rousse. Lonnie, appreciate you coming in. But first of all, I want to remind everyone, phone lines are always open, 693-1600. So if you want to give some input on the show, we will gladly take your call at 693-1600. Coach Rousse, glad to have you in the studio.
I'm certainly pleased to be here. I'm glad y'all invited us down. Tarpon tennis. Let's see. Season we start early February, between the nice shifts in weather, cold, wet, this, that, left and right, you name it. If they could throw it at us, they will. When we start the season, it's like modified because, as most tennis courts in this area, we don't have lights in the evening, so we got to play until we run out of daylight. But we've got a good squad. As a matter of fact, we got 6 fine young men, and we have 9 fine young ladies that are out there for the tennis team. You need 8 and 8 to compete as far as a full set. But we take what we have. We got students who came in, never picked up a racket, a lot of freshmen, young team, really, really a lot of potential. Seniors that I have that are going to be leaving, they can expect to see them at state. They're going to make it all the way to that.
Wow.
To the top. They've got the talent. They got the ability. It's just a question of, it's like what kind of draw you're going to get in that final competition round.
You know, and you brought up lights. I know years back I had tried to get some lights up, and we were going to go the parish route. We're going to get the parish involved. Then the parish said, well, if we help, that's a community tennis court where people in the public would come and would use it, and we didn't want to go that route.
No, that was actually a really, really smart move on your part because, to be honest, we've seen some of the local courts. As a matter of fact, we got to thank some of our local courts because when we had a bit of a problem with a plumbing issue at the school that unfortunately, when you can't get through the sidewalk to get to the tennis courts, we had to, just go to other ones. And, it's truly a shame because, we have so many great facilities over the years. And even though people try to keep things up and so forth, all it takes is, like anything else in the world, it takes a few people to just go ahead and, do damage and, just run things down. As far as the South Lafourche courts, like I said, that was a very wise move because as it is now, our courts are in great shape. Now that everything's fixed, and as far as the lighting, I mean, it'll come. I might be 30 years into retirement, but it'll get there. It'll get there.
you may still be teaching.
I don't know if I'll go that far.
Well, let's talk about the season. Did y'all have any matches yet? Have y'all started competing?
Yeah, we've started playing. As a matter of fact, we play in the Bayou Region District. It's a district we put ourselves. Each team that we have in our actual division, we play twice. And then we have other teams that are in a higher division that'll go ahead. They'll play once, so that way we can actually play with a school that has a larger population, give us some more experience in competition with people that have a more diversified background. Like, for example, this upcoming week, we're going to be playing 3 matches. St. Charles Catholic, who's part of our division, so we're going to play them twice. But we're playing Hahnville and Destrehan. We only play them once. But considering their schools and the draw that they have, the student body, it's huge compared to where we're sitting, right around 920, 930 students. It gives our players a good chance to see who they're playing against, who they're going to meet at regionals, who they'll meet at state. If we just play with our own little set, we don't get that challenge like we should.
So enrollment has dropped down to 930 or so?
It's approximately. Don't quote me on that, because let's face it. It's going to fluctuate at any given time, and unfortunately, and I'd heard earlier when you were talking to Chandler. We're still under the effects of with the storms that have hit us and everything else, and the fluctuations with the economy. We got a really good loyal fan base, but people have to live. So that's why we got people moving in and moving out.
Now, with the season, y'all with division, or I think it's called division.
You're correct.
With division, y'all are in for
we're Division
playoffs.
2, Region 3. Okay. And the teams we've been playing so far, if you look at our record, and that's one of the things people don't understand about tennis. Tennis is an individual sport, but the way LHSAA constructs it, they take each individual, add them up, and then they calculate, how did the school do? And what'll happen is you go to regionals to compete, you bring your entire team. Now, if your entire team happens to be playing extremely well that day, you're going to end up with an entire team going on to state. But, like any other coach, I'm a realist. I'm going to have some players that are normally playing really fantastic, and they're going to have a bad day that day. They may not make it. And then I'll have some, like, for example, last year, a perfect example. 2 of my young men made it all the way to state. And one of the 2, I'm not going to mention any names because, their own, that's their own history. But one of the 2, it's like when he came, he's there, Coach, I just won. I said, I know, I was watching your match. I'm just as stunned as you are. He's there, says, I just beat the number 2 person in the region. I said, yes, you did. And I said, what has Coach been telling you the entire season? If you put your mind to it, you can do it. I said, thanks for finally listening.
Yeah.
It made me feel actually kind of good.
Yeah.
Because he finally, listen in. As far as what we've been playing so far, my number 1 seed boys, which is Joshua Griffin, he's playing really, really strong. When his day is on, I'll be honest with you, I've been playing tennis for well over 40 years. I don't want to take his serve. That boy can fire that thing in there. I wish I could get the baseball guys there with the gun and just a clock and see how fast that ball is coming at you. And he's really, really accurate. Even when he's not having his best day on his serves, he's a strong volleyer. He will wear you down. He will wear you down. My number 2 is a freshman, Ethan Keefe. Okay, tremendous potential. He came to us. He's got a little bit of background. Like anything else, you come in, you've got some habits that we wish you would have never learned. He's really good at taking instruction, and he's really, really good at following through. He's one that, to be honest with you, like I said, I'm in year 39 of teaching. I might stick around in year 42 just to see his senior year.
Wow.
That's the
big
kind
statement there.
Oh, well, I'm just saying, that's the kind of kid he is. We have in our number 1 doubles team for boys, we have Jake Pete, once again, another freshman. This is the most freshmen I think I've ever sported on the team. Jake came in, right heart, right attitude, and he picks up incredibly quickly, all the skills necessary. I have him matched with a junior, Evan Felleries. Evan's got the skills, he's got the background, but Evan never quite had the partner that he was necessarily, to fire off with, and they're starting to fire on both sets. Then my last two are freshmen as well. I've got
young team.
Yeah, a very young team. I got Caden Hebert and Rylan Guidry. And both of these gentlemen, Caden, I'll be honest with you, I'm waiting for the basketball coach to poach him because this is a tall young man. He has got a lot of coordination, a lot of talent. I don't know if he can shoot hoops, but I'm just saying, from what I'm seeing on the tennis court, I know if he charges that net, you had better hit it towards the sky because you're not going to get it past him with his reach and everything else. And his partner, Rylan, he's quick. He can cover that back like you wouldn't believe. And then there's the girls' team.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, so you seem like kind of young on the boys. What about the girls?
The girls' team, okay, what we have to start with, I have a pair of juniors for my first and second seed in the form of Karen Norville and Marissa Dobson. And both of them skilled, working at their skills, working at their craft, and both of them playing, for lack of a better phrase, tennis. It's a repetitive sport. So we've got to teach them how to stretch and everything because, we've got conditions with tennis shoulder, tennis elbow. I don't even talk about, some of the places out there that want to sell shoe inserts, they'd make a fortune on us, to be honest, because they would be sitting there. It's like, oh, we can help y'all. It's like, really, right? Okay. But we have these two young ladies, fine young ladies. Our number one doubles team is a pair of seniors. That's Maida Escobar and Lainey Terrio. They, as a matter of fact, right now, they're tied with Josh for the most wins so far on the season. And they're sitting there with each 3 wins apiece as far as what we've had. Considering we've only played 5 matches, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Now, walk us through this, where you go and play against a certain team.
Okay, like tomorrow we're playing Tarpon.
Yeah, okay, so you're playing Tarpon. How does it work where you have matches? How does it work to see if you win or lose the match?
Okay, overall as a school, what will happen is when we get there, I'll set up with the Tarpon coach, and we're going to put out the individual players. Like number 1 seed boys, number 1 doubles boys will take a couple of courts. Number 1 seed girls, number 1 seed doubles girls, they'll take the other 2 courts. They'll play their matches. They have to play best of 3 sets. If they split the first 2 sets, they each win a set, then they must play a full third set. That's 6 games to win a set, and you got to win by 2 games. But they're going to play the full third set if necessary. If for every player you have that wins, we score a point. And there's a total of 5 points, 3 doubles and 2 singles. So in that case, you get 3 out of 5, you win the match. On the boys team, unfortunately, because I had a couple of players, they came in and because of their heavy schedules and everything they were involved in, they said I could not dedicate the time. I lost my number 3 seed doubles. So every time we go play, we're already down a point.
Wow.
So when we've won our matches, it's because we've had to come back and win through the other 4. And that's basically how it works.
And that doesn't change that you're going to lose that match because he's not there?
Well,
number 3?
The thing is, we're already at the point, the team has already been submitted to LHSAA.
Oh.
So we're locked in. So because those 2, and you can't blame them. Both of them, these are 4.0 students, heavily engaged in many activities. So they made a decision. Do I necessarily agree? Of course not. I'm the coach. But, they had to do what was best for them, and I wish them the best of luck because they're both fine young men as well.
Let's talk the upcoming schedule. You said Terrebonne.
We have Terrebonne tomorrow. Next week we have 3 matches. We're going to be playing St. Charles Catholic, Hawnville High School, Destrehan High School. The week after that we should be playing Morgan City, and we should be playing South Terrebonne again because we play South Terrebonne twice. Then after that it's a bit down the road for me to try to remember who we're playing at each.
If someone wants to come out and watch y'all play,
they can come
around.
Admission is free. Admission is free. We don't necessarily have any place. Bring yourself a nice chair, a folding chair to sit in. But no, we don't walk around the fence and ask people. If people would like to donate, I won't argue.
Yeah.
But no, we don't go around and actively ask for donations or any kind of admission as far as that. And from time to time, we try to do concession just to see as far as making a little money as far as that. And I generally found it was mostly the players that were eating it, and it's like then you'd end up seeing most of them on the court. Both teams like not playing nearly as well as they should because of what they chose to consume.
Well, Lonnie, thank you so much for your time coming in here. We're going to see you again in 2 weeks, where hopefully we have some positive updates on Tarpon tennis.
Oh, most definitely. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, sir. Right. That was Coach Lonnie Rousse, the head tennis coach at South Lafourche High School, boys and girls tennis coach, doing a great job out there, and hopefully they can get on a win streak and give us some good news back in 2 weeks. We're going to go ahead and take a break. When we get back from the break, we're going to go out. We're going to talk middle school track, which Miss Caitlyn Comeaux will be our guest, and we're going to talk some Golden Meadow Middle School track right here on Inside Tarpon Athletics.
Please join us for the South Louisiana Wildfowl Carvers 2025 competition. Registration begins Friday, March 21st. Exhibit doors open to the public at 10 a.m. on Saturday and 8 a.m. until 3 on Sunday, with a live auction beginning at 1. Donations are accepted and appreciated. That's the South Louisiana Wildfowl Carvers 2025 competition, March 22nd and 23rd at the Lockport Recreational Community Center, 5610 Highway 1 in Lockport. A $5 entry fee, but kids 14 and under are free.
Henry Lafont, a proud South Lafourche High School alumni and Lafourche Parish School Board member for District 7, will always put the education of Lafourche Parish children as his top priority. Henry Lafont would like to wish the South Lafourche High School teams all the best this school year. Go Tarpons, from Henry Lafont, Lafourche Parish School Board member, District 7.
Duck Fab Incorporated is your first choice for professional HVAC duct systems. From project concept, design, drafting, to production and installation, Duck Fab prides itself in serving all of your HVAC system needs, from residential, commercial, municipalities, and industrial, marine, and land-based facilities. Duck Fab is there to serve Gulf Coast and River region with its locations in Houma and Hazelhurst, Mississippi. Duck Fab, 352 Equity Boulevard, Houma, Louisiana, 985-876-3400. Duck Fab.
Technology, a modern blessing, but a curse when issues arise. Rev Business is your human touch in the digital world, with personal support and meaningful solutions to your real-world challenges. We are a local team who will do whatever it takes to keep you up and running. Sign up for internet, hosted phone, and security with our no-risk 90-day guarantee. For internet, hosted phone, and security, experience the difference of working with Rev Business. 90 years of connecting Louisiana. Visit letsrev.biz.
Welcome back to Inside Tarpon. Athletic Coach Brian Callais here with Truck Gisclair working the board. Let's go out. We have the show's called Inside Tarpon Athletics, but we all Tarpons down here. The feeder school, Golden Meadow, where we're going to have Miss Caitlyn Comeaux, the head track coach at Golden Meadow Middle School. Coach Comeaux, how we doing this evening?
Hey, I'm doing great. What about y'all?
Oh, we're doing wonderful, man. It's always a great time when we can talk local sports, promoting our student athletes in our area. Let's talk about your track team. Y'all had a meet last night. Just let us know how did y'all perform last night?
I think we did pretty awesome for our first track meet. We had a good bit of kids. We had about probably half that were on the team before, and then we had about half that were some newcomers. So I think we did excellent. So it was at Central. There were 13 teams of girls, 14 teams of boys. Our girls came out 5th, and then the boys came out 10th. But from 5th place to 10th place, it was only 5 points different.
Wow.
So I'm really excited to see what the next track meet's going to bring.
And I'm sure the first track meet of the season, I'm sure you had your athletes a little nervous and all. How did you calm them down to because I'm sure they had to be nervous with the first meet. How did you calm these athletes down?
Oh, yeah, of course. I just always tell my crew, listen, take a deep breath, try your best. You know, it's going to be good. We had a few tears here and there, but we were good.
Yeah, and track's kind of it's a team, individual sport where you're working on your own, where if you can improve each and every meet, I mean, what more can you ask for?
That's literally what absolutely what I tell them. I love coaching track because it's basically, in my opinion, it's just organized chaos. Super laid back. It's so rewarding to see the growth of these kids from tryout to the end of the season, you know. And I always tell them that if you have now, I told them yesterday, you have a starting point now. Now you know where to go from here. You know, grow each meet, and really that's all I ask of them, just to try their best, and you know.
That's a great way. A great way of putting it, where organized chaos, because if you go to drive up to a track meet, you got people running all over the place.
Oh, yeah. I'll probably hear Miss Caitlyn 300 times at the track meet.
Let's talk. How many people on the team, boys and girls? What are your numbers?
Okay. So we have 19 boys, 18 girls. We probably had about 70 try out. A smaller team than we've had before, but we don't like to keep too many just because we have every kid have an event. So, you know, it worked out where it was kind of a natural break, you know, and it's going great.
And talk about the job as a coach, where you have each and every week to plug people in different events to try and maximize the number of points you can get. So just talk about that process.
So basically, I feel like the first meet is just I'm going blind almost. I look at my tryout times. So what I do is I coach on the running side, and Coach Desi and Coach Derek do the throwing. So, and then I have Mr. Jeff Guidroz who helps me, and then we also have, luckily, we have a volunteer who came, Devin Lewis. He started helping us too for sprinting, and so that's awesome. But so first meet is always, we plugging in, looking at the numbers from tryouts, and just hoping I just decided right, you know, hoping we chose right. And then, of course, we always go forward with the next meet and have a few changes here or there, you know, depending on who did better or worse at something, or who, you know, depending on what it is, trying to maximize our points and, you know, not trying to tire out our athletes.
Who are some of the athletes that kind of caught your eye last night that competed?
So first, we had a returner this year, 7th grader, Elizabeth Dordor. Not sure if you're familiar with her. She is amazing at the hurdles. So normally last year the girls were doing 55-meter hurdles. This year, the girls are now doing what high school does, which is the 100-meter hurdles. So, I mean, and she didn't even look like it was any different. Just so smooth, beautiful at running the hurdles, and she came out first. We also had Kim St. Pierre, who ran the hurdles as well, and she did awesome, too. She came out fourth. I was really impressed with our hurdle runners, because they weren't used to running. It's almost double. And then Caleb Myers did awesome as well in it. So they basically did double what they were used to. So, and they didn't seem like they were struggling at all. We also have Ryla Green. She's a jumper, a 3-year track girl. She jumps, she runs. Alyssa Schwest, Annette Williams. Then we have, for the boy, I mean, of course, I could name the whole team because everybody brings a special part to the team, you know. But Lucas Arugio, Tristan Dewey, Elnor Valise, Charlie Dardar, Jackson Foss, awesome, look promising kiddos for us. And also, we have two newcomer sixth graders. Anne-Marie Adams, she looked really great. She actually throws, jumps, and runs. She looked amazing. And then we had also Eva Smith as a sixth grader. She ran the 800 and killed it, came out fourth place for the first time doing it. So I was so proud of her as well.
Now,
and also Grace Barrios. She's a three-year track girl, too. So we got a good, awesome group of kids.
Let's talk about your practices. Because y'all still not back at y'all the original school. Where do y'all practice right now?
Okay, so we did at one point practice at the old location, but now they're working there and they're working in the gym. So we've practiced both locations. But as of now, on Mondays and Wednesdays, we practice at our current location at the Golden Meadow Upper, and we really can just run and throw there. And we have a couple hurdles that we could practice doing. But then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we go to South Lafourche, and we're able to utilize all the jumping pits, the high jump, and pole vault mats, all while letting our kids have the opportunity to experience running on the track.
And how much does that help?
Way different than the grass.
Yes. And how much does that help your athletes where you can get them to practice at South where they see the track, they see the pits where they're going to be actually competing, so they're not like freaking out the first time in a meet?
Right. Well, actually, at one point we never went to South Lafourche. I remember that, and it definitely was more chaotic for sure. I definitely think that going to South Lafourche is beneficial to our kids. It definitely calms them down. They know somewhat what to expect,
Yeah, that goes a long way. What about your next meets coming up?
Oh, yeah. So we go to all of the parish scheduled meets. So our next meet is on Tuesday, and it's going to be in Thibodaux at Thibodaux High. And then that's Tuesday, March 18th. And then we have then next week, Thursday, March 27th, it's going to be back at Thibodaux. And then Wednesday, April 2nd, we have the Down the Bayou relays at South Lafourche High School. And then the last meet we have, which is the parish meets, on Thursday, April 10th, and it's at Central Lafourche.
Now, how does someone win the parish championship? Is it the amount of meets y'all win, or you have to win that big meet at the end?
So it's the big meet. So basically, I mean, of course, you still win every time, but the parish meet is when is the main meet, pretty much. That's the big meet where you win parish.
Yeah, and that's when you want to be peaking at the right time so that you can improve.
You want to be on your game for sure. And we love that meet, of course, because we love the Down the Bayou meet always, but the parish meet's awesome because some of the other meets, they invite other schools that aren't in our parish. So I love the parish meet because we're able to compete with just our parish, and it's only 9 teams.
Right. Well, Coach,
so it's not as big,
Thanks so much for the time. We look forward to chatting with you again in a couple of weeks, and hopefully we have some good reports from Golden Meadow Track.
Oh, yeah. We actually last night, I didn't even say this, but actually last night we had a few athletes kind of had to drop out, and of course it's the last race, which was the 4x400 meter relay. One of them was hurt. Somebody wasn't feeling good, so we had to search for replacements in a short amount of time because we realized people, say stuff, and it's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to run, and then it's like one, it's like one race, then it's their race. So we trying to pull people out the stands, whatever. So at this point, it's 10 o'clock at night. There was maybe a couple kids left. A lot of people just are able to check out and leave, you know. So both of the replacements that we had never practiced before on the event. They hadn't ran a whole lap. But they were like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And they actually both did fantastic. Specifically for the boys' race, Giovanni Aravello stepped in. He ran an amazing second leg of the race along with Tristan Dewey. He was the first leg. And then Caleb Myers ran third leg. And then Eleanor Valise was the anchor. And the race was so exciting. We trailed majority of the race, but then we were able to gain some ground the last couple of laps, and the first place runner was ahead probably about 100 meters or so, and Elnor never gave up. He ended up passing up the runner probably with about 50 meters left, and we ended up winning first place.
Wow.
And it was the perfect way to finish the meet.
Yeah, look, I've seen that young man in basketball. I've seen that young man in basketball. So if he runs like he played basketball, that's all out.
Oh, yeah, it was all out. Then we were the whole team, because we had we probably had about 10 or 15 kids that rode the bus home, you know, and they were all cheering on the sideline. It was such a great way to end the first meet.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Well, Coach, thanks so much for the time. We're going to talk to you in a couple of weeks.
No problem. Sounds good. Thank y'all.
All right, it was Coach Caitlyn Comeaux doing a great job, and that's what sports is about, having these kids cheering on the sideline, enjoying a bus ride home. It's that's good to see, and that's what it's all about. And they're going to we'll keep track of their progress and see if they start improving, which I'm sure they will by the end of the year. We're going to have some coaches on here shouting out their boys and girls. Trucks. Mike? Nope. But, yeah, look, it's good to see these middle school kids having fun, and we're going to promote them.
Never give up. Never give up.
Never give up. Never, ever give up. And that's great to have that in your first meet, how much confidence that they're going to have throughout the rest of the season goes a long, long way. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we get back, we have Brendan Adams with South Lafourche Track. They're having a freshman track meet tonight. We're going to see if we can get somebody to sneak out, maybe give us a call. And we got LCO's track coach, Ken Toludas. He will be joining us in the next 15 minutes on the phone line. So we're going to do some work and try and get a coach lined up for you. You're listening to Inside Tarpon Athletics on KLEB.
Are you looking for an overnight stay or daycare for your dog? Contact Miss Brandy's Doggy Daycare and Boarding right here in Cutoff. At Miss Brandy's, she makes your dogs feel at home with climate-controlled, large suites, private quiet areas if needed, and more. They also offer obedience training. Contact Miss Brandy today for more information or for a meet and greet. Want that peace of mind that your dog is in great hands while you are gone? Call Miss Brandy's Doggy Daycare and Boarding in Cutoff at 985-665-7456.
Barry Ogeron Insurance Agency, LLC, your local Horseman insurance agent, provides quality service and lifelong financial well-being to educators and others who serve the community through a full range of tailored insurance and financial services products. Stop by Barry Ogeron Insurance Agency today, 15642 West Main Street, Cutoff, or call 985-632-2893. Barry Ogeron Insurance Agency.
Home health services in South Lafourche are vital right now. Look no further than Lady of the Sea Home Health for the sick, the elderly, and the homebound. Our caring staff makes each day a little brighter, a little better. With quality health care and warm, genuine support, you and your loved ones are the most comfortable, content, and independent in your own home. Speak to your physician today about home health services from Lady of the Sea. Call 985-632-6900 for more information. Quality health care locally for you.
Henry Lafont, a proud South Lafourche High School alumni and Lafourche Parish School Board member for District 7, will always put the education of Lafourche Parish children as his top priority. Henry Lafont would like to wish the South Lafourche High School teams all the best this school year. Go Tarpons from Henry Lafont, Lafourche Parish School Board member, District 7.
Duck Fab Incorporated is your first choice for professional HVAC duct systems. From project concept, design, drafting, to production and installation. Duck Fab prides itself in serving all of your HVAC system needs, from residential, commercial, municipalities, and industrial, marine, and land-based facilities. Duck Fab is there to serve the Gulf Coast and River region with its locations in Houma and Hazelhurst, Mississippi. Duck Fab, 352 Equity Boulevard, Houma, Louisiana, 985-876-3400. Duck Fab.
Down the Bayou Clothing Company would like you to know that they bleed blue and are a big supporter of South Lafourche athletics. But the folks at DTB Clothing also are equally passionate about our community, offering school spirit shirts, customized gear, and much more, giving top quality and elite customer service with their work. Visit DTB Clothing online today at dtbclothingstore.shop to see the latest and new designs. As DTB Clothing, go Tarpons.
Terrio Douay and Terrio, more than just an insurance company. Since 1957, Terrio Douay and Terrio has been helping customers find the best coverage and price for their home, auto, and flood insurance. Terrio Douay and Terrio specializes in commercial property, liability, and workers' comp. Call Danielle or Marie at 475-5126. We do not sell a product, we sell a service. Terrio Douay and Terrio.
And welcome back to Inside Tarpon Athletics. Let's go ahead and thank some of our sponsors. We really do appreciate these sponsors helping us bring Inside Tarpon Athletics to our community, where we're going to promote our schools and our athletes. We'd like to thank Pokey's Pet Sitting, DTB Clothing, Danos, Jen Gators, Henry Lafont, School Board member, District 7, 3T Oil, and Duck Fab. Thank you guys so very much for sponsoring. Let's go to the phone lines where we have the Rose Cutoff Middle School track coach, Coach Ken Talutis. Coach, you're on live on Inside Tarpon Athletics. How we doing this evening?
Doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah,
Appreciate
Coach. Thank you for coming on in the circumstances with your, I believe, your grandmother. So we really do appreciate you giving us a few minutes here tonight. Let's talk your team's performance last night. I believe y'all had a good showing out there at the track meet.
Yeah, our boys team did very well last night. Came out second only to Houma Junior High, so was very proud of all of them. Had a lot of good performances all around, from the field to the jumping events and running events on the track. So,
and do you have
all of them.
You have a result with the girls?
Yeah, the girls finished 6th overall. Kiana Truehill broke the school record on the shot put. And
wow.
Alea Guidroz won the discus and was only a foot off the parish record. So a lot to be proud of there too. And they did well with a lot of the running events also.
Coach, how many kids y'all have out for the boys and girls teams?
So our boys team has 30, 35, but we traveled with 18 yesterday, and the girls had 20 girls participate yesterday.
Good number. And talk about the juggling act that you have to do as a coach, where you're trying to put kids in the right spots at different events to maximize your points.
Yeah, that's part of the just filling in puzzle pieces, trying to see how you can get the most points, a lot of trial and error. But we're very blessed at LCO to have a lot of help. We have Coach Danielle Sheremy, who's the girls' coach, Coach Chuck Comeaux, Coach Nessie Pierce. They help with the throwers with me also. Coach Jamie Guidroz, who does a lot of the running, the sprints, Coach Cameron Martin, Coach Hannah Johnson, and also Coach Charlie Comeaux. So we all work together and trying to figure out the best way to fit the puzzle for all the events. And like I said, very blessed that we have all of those to help, that we can kind of zone in and focus on events that allows the kids to have a lot of success. So very
Coach,
grateful for that.
Y'all in a different situation. Like Golden Meadow, they can't practice. Their school, they're not even at their school. But where do y'all practice? Do y'all practice strictly at LCO, or do y'all go to South some days?
We practice at South Lafourche, and Golden Meadow is with us on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at South. So we kind of share the track those days. But we're very grateful for South Lafourche to allow us to use their track for practice. So it definitely works out.
And how much of an advantage it is where your kids get to go practice at South, where they see the high jump pit, the high jump and the long jump and all that, where they don't have to see it for the first time at a track meet.
Right. I'd say, it's a huge advantage. We have our throwers that throw across the street, the discus area, the shot put, the javelin area, and then they have the pole vault stuff, all the jumping, like you said. So I think it's a huge advantage that we have, and very grateful for them allowing us to do that.
This year's team, where are y'all the strongest, on the field or on the track?
I'd say we're pretty versatile. I was looking at the results today earlier, and we scored well pretty much all over the place. Like, we had some good – we won the boys won the 4x2 and the 4x1 relay, won the discus, placed in the shot put, had 2 placed in the discus actually, and got points in the long jumps, many running events. So I'd say pretty versatile on the boys' side. The girls, like I was telling you earlier, they won those 2 field events. They placed 4th and 6th in the javelin, had points in a couple relays, and also different running events too. So,
Coach, talk about some of your athletes who you have out there who was shining last night for the Bulldogs.
For the on the boys' side, they had for the 4x2 relay, we had Lakin Filinich, Caleb Groh, Caden Fonseca, and Tatum Knockhand, 3 8th graders on that relay, great leaders for our team. And then also on the 4x1, it was Leo, Richardell, Caden Fonseca again, Royal Kane, and Lakin Filinich. And they did really well there. Cooper Email won the pole vault. Elijah Griffin also placed 4th in the pole vault there. Lakin was 2nd in the long jump. Brady Griffin, out of necessity, we had to move him to the 800. He placed points in the 800 there. So definitely proud of all of them for that.
And one more time, Miss Truhill, what record did she break? What school record?
The shot put. And I don't have the exact number right here, but yeah, she broke the record. And I think it was actually a parish record too, but you have to break that at the parish meet for it to count. So very confident that she'll be able to do that as well.
But
Alea's a couple feet or a foot away from the discus one too.
Yeah, what a great showing to break a parish record in your first meet. That is tremendous.
Yeah, and we know there's areas that we can definitely improve on in the running, throwing, jumping events. But like I said, very proud of the first meet. A lot of room for growth, but definitely a good showing in our first night.
Hey, Coach Truck over here, you still have some excitement from that interview at your last basketball game. That was unreal.
That was a crazy night.
That was a crazy night. The announcers were so wore out at the end of the game, they were shot.
Yeah, I felt like I played at it too. It was crazy. The adrenaline flowing through the whole. It was awesome.
And look, it's a rival game, Golden Meadow, LCO, and it's sad somebody had to lose, but
yeah,
that was a preseason pick would have been Golden Meadow easily, and your team improved over the season, and they earned that victory.
Well, thank you. And Coach Scott Bonham, he was a key asset with helping us throughout the year too. I know it was a lot of excitement that night. I felt bad I forgot to mention him in that interview, but he was great with the boys, and definitely helped out a bunch. So I'm glad to have him also.
And that's something that the kids obviously will never forget. But as a coach, I don't think you'll ever forget that atmosphere in that game.
Yeah, it was great. It was crazy. I very much enjoyed it.
Well, Coach, go ahead.
What's that?
No, go ahead. You finished your point?
No, I was just saying, just so blessed to be at LCO with great administration, great athletic director that welcomed me in my first year with open arms and made me feel comfortable. So definitely enjoying it. So.
And Coach, where the Bulldogs are for track next week, where are y'all heading?
Tuesday night we'll be at Thibodeau High. The Thibodeau Middle School is going to put on that event.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for the time this evening. We really do appreciate it. We're going to be talking to you in a couple of weeks on our next episode or edition of Inside Tarpon Athletics.
Well, sounds great. Thank you all again for everything y'all do.
All right, that was Coach Ken Talutis. I hope I'm not butchering his name too bad. From La Rose Cutoff Middle School, track, also the head boys basketball coach. They do a wonderful job, and I'm glad he mentioned administrations that our middle school, both administrators at our local middle schools do a tremendous job, and we look forward to covering them down the road here. And they Bulldogs and Lions, they're going to be Tarpons before we know it.
School teachers, I'm going to have to take that ballpoint pen away from you. You're nervous. Relax.
I just, it's something.
It's a habit.
Yeah. But I'll stop. Let's go ahead and take a break before I get fussed some more. When we get back, we're going to try and wrap things up here. We're going to make one attempt to try and get Coach Hillary, Boss, or Brendan Adams on the line. And we're going to be right back with more of Inside Tarpon Athletics. Henry Lafont, a proud South Lafourche High School alumni and Lafourche Parish School Board member for District 7, will always put the education of Lafourche Parish children as his top priority. Henry Lafont would like to wish the South Lafourche High School teams all the best this school year. Go Tarpons, from Henry Lafont, Lafourche Parish School Board member, District 7.
Duck Fab Incorporated is your first choice for professional HVAC duct systems. From project concept, design, drafting, to production and installation. Duck Fab prides itself in serving all of your HVAC system needs, from residential, commercial, municipalities, and industrial, marine, and land-based facilities. Duck Fab is there to serve the Gulf Coast and River region with its locations in Houma and Hazelhurst, Mississippi. Duck Fab, 352 Equity Boulevard, Houma, Louisiana, 985-876-3400. Duck Fab.
Down the Bayou Clothing Company would like you to know that they bleed blue and are a big supporter of South Lafourche athletics. But the folks at DTB Clothing also are equally passionate about our community, offering school spirit shirts, customized gear, and much more, giving top quality and elite customer service with their work. Visit DTB Clothing online today at dtbclothingstore.shop to see the latest and new designs. That's DTB Clothing. Go Tarpons.
Home health services in South Lafourche are vital right now. Look no further than Lady of the Sea Home Health, where the sick, the elderly, and the homebound. Our caring staff makes each day a little brighter, a little better. With quality health care and warm, genuine support, you and your loved ones are the most comfortable, content, and independent in your own home. Speak to your physician today about home health services from Lady of the Sea. Call 985-632-6900 for more information. Quality health care locally for you.
Since 1947, Danos has been a trusted, family-owned name in the oilfield service industry. From the Gulf of Mexico to Port Fourchon, Texas, and Colorado, we've got the job that's right for you. Visit www.danosjobs.com now for a full list of current job openings or call 833-GO-DANOS to connect with a recruiter today. Join a team that's been a leader in the oil and gas industry for over 75 years. Start your journey today. Danos does it right.
3T Oil Change is an efficient, quick-loop service that offers oil changes for gas and diesel engines. brake tags, tire sales and services, engine and cabin air filters, bulb replacement, and wiper blades with the convenience of a drive-through. No appointment necessary. 3T Oil Change on Main Street in Cutoff. Call 798-7401. Proud supporter of South Lafourche sports. 3T Oil Change says, go Tarpons!
Are you looking for an overnight stay or daycare for your dog? Contact Miss Brandy's Doggy Daycare and Boarding right here in Cutoff. At Miss Brandy's, she makes your dogs feel at home with climate-controlled, large suites, private quiet areas if needed, and more. They also offer obedience training. Contact Miss Brandy today for more information or for a meet and greet. Want that peace of mind that your dog is in great hands while you are gone? Call Miss Brandy's Doggy Daycare and Boarding in Cutoff at 985-665-7456.
Gen Gators Power Systems is the area's leading Kohler standby generator solution, specializing in maintenance, repair, and installation on all major brands, from gas to diesel and 2kW to 2000. Home or commercial, our team has you covered. Our factory-certified technicians and installers are highly trained to provide response and repair when you need it the most. We service what we sell, period. Trust the Gen Gators, where we sink our teeth into service.
Tarpon Athletics, Coach Brian Callais here. Wrapping up the show, we're going to go out to South Lafourche High School, and we have their head track coach, Coach Brendan Adams, on the line. Coach, how are we doing this evening?
Oh, doing great. I got Coach Corey Callais, the head girls coach, with me too.
All right, good. First of all, how did the freshman meet go tonight?
It went really well. Our girls ended up placing first place.
Good deal. What about the boys?
Over. Coach Corey, you remember what the boys had placed?
Boys, I believe, came out fourth place, I believe.
Fourth place?
Yeah.
Fourth place, Coach.
Sounds like Coach Corey ran a couple events out there. How's the let's talk varsity track for a second. How are the varsity teams performing this year?
Oh, we Friday we went to Thibodeau for the Thibodeau Invitational, and the girls ended up dominating, getting first place, and the boys ended up getting third place.
And what areas are y'all scoring the most in? Is it most from the field or track or a combination?
For the girls, they dominated the field. We had two girls in every single event place. Most of them medaled in pretty much every field event.
And we asking all the track coaches, you get a couple of meets under your belt. Now's the time where you kind of juggle that lineup, if you will, to try and get the most points you can.
Yes, sir. We put different athletes different places, just kind of see where they fit best, and we see, the I guess you could say the relationship between, the different athletes in the different events, and if we see that they might do better in certain events or holding them out certain meets in different areas, we look at that for the next meet.
How are the numbers this year with track with the boys and girls?
Together we got about 60 in the 60s that comes to practice every day. It's a good mixture between boys and girls. We got about half and half, 30 and 30.
And shout out some of these athletes who are performing well for you.
We had a real good standout at the meet Friday. We had Alexa Rogers, a freshman. The first jump in long jump of the season as a freshman, she broke the freshman record and the varsity record. So that and dominated the record. It wasn't just by a couple inches. She had it by about a half a foot.
Wow, that is amazing.
Oh, she's a talent, and she's real good in the 200. She runs about a 26 in the 200, which is very close to those records as well. Coach Corey, would you like to talk about maybe Ava?
I mean, yeah, we have our shot putter, our senior shot putter, Ava Bure, who's she's one of the top shot putters in the state in 4A. We hoping last year she went and threw in state and placed in the top 5, and we hoping to get a return trip. She had a slight low injury, but she seems to be really strong right now. Friday she threw her personal best, which was, that's what you want to do. You want to get better and better every week. So we looking big things out of her. So, like Coach said, our field events, our jumpers, our throwers, we have a good balance, a really, really good balance. And we getting some scores off of the track, which, in years past, that's kind of, a little weak area for us. But, those kids work hard every day. You see they're there early, want to put that extra work in. I told Coach over the Mardi Gras break, we had a practice on the day after Mardi Gras, and it was a voluntary practice. Whoever wanted to come, just to get some extra work. And we had well over 30 people, at that practice. So that just shows the determination that these kids have.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but with Ava, did she qualify for state already 3 years in a row?
Ava, I know for sure the last 2. I believe the last 2. Her first year, she was just a little short, but I believe it's been the last 2 that she qualified. And like I said, we hoping this year, hopefully another top 5, possibly a top 3 spot for her.
She also competed this year at the indoor state championships. We brought her to LSU at the indoor state championships. She got 4th, but that was competing with the 5A, the 4A, and the 3A combined. So the 3 girls that were ahead of her were all 5A athletes. So we're looking pretty good for the outdoor season.
Now, as far as track and field at South, are y'all Division II?
Yes, we're Division II. We are with the private schools, but we don't have to go against the big Division I schools.
Yeah, and it's can't believe why they split some sports and others they're not. It's just ridiculous. But where does a Tarpon track team go from here?
We have Friday. We have our home meet, our home varsity meet. So that's our next priorities.
And I'm sure y'all needing volunteers. If someone wants to volunteer to maybe help run an event or time, how can they do it?
So if you're looking to volunteer, you can get in contact with me. It's bdadams@mylpsd.com.
And I'm sure y'all going to take any and all volunteers. And we reminded them on play-by-play earlier, if you're going to a track meet, bring a jacket. It gets kind of chilly at night.
Oh, yeah. It's windy sometimes. It's chilly. And at the end of the season, it's scorching hot. So we go through the seasons here.
Well, Coach, thanks so much for the time. Best of luck in the Tarpon Relays on Friday. We're going to be chatting with you in a couple of weeks.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. That was Coach Brendan Adams, Coach Corey Callais with the boys and girls track team at South Lafourche High School. Doing a good job out there. And Truck already, a freshman's breaking records and in the first meet. That's impressive.
Is Jack's daughter still participating, the rep stock?
I believe
I
she
know
is.
She played basketball.
Yeah, basketball, but I believe she still is. Yeah. We'll get that with Coach
I think
Corey.
she was a discus, if I'm not
right.
mistaken.
Yes, because Ava was the shot, and I think Claire was discus. I believe she's still out there, but we'll see. Well,
dog, not too bad for your first inside Tarpon Athletics.
Yeah, look. You got to start somewhere.
How about some emails? Where can people send an email, a note to you with questions to ask the coaches?
They can send B beatcalais14 at gmail.com. beatcalais14 at gmail.com. I don't know if the station has one or that's.
I'll check with Andre on that.
And then if not, we'll try and get one maybe for Inside Tarpon Athletics where you can email. And look, we want to promote our student athletes, the schools, the coaches that put in so much time. We want to try and get this thing bigger and better each and every time. And it is our hope that we can possibly do this every week, but right now every other week, and we'll go from there.
I did learn a little tonight on the golf scoring and who goes to state. And Coach Lonnie Rousse, I had no idea how tennis was scored.
And how long he's been teaching? Did he say 39 years?
Yeah, he's shooting for 42 to stay with that young lady's
God bless him.
Senior year.
God bless him. We're going to go ahead. We'll wrap this show up. I think we had a pretty good show for the first one, for the B team, the junior varsity in here. We are not the A team, but let's go ahead and thank all of our coaches that either called in. And look, every coach from South Lafourche and the middle school, the feeder schools, will be invited to come into the studio if they want. And I know it's tough, just come in for a 15, 20-minute interview, but it's only twice a month right now. We'll try and get them in. We want to thank Coach B.J. Young, Coach Chandler Guidroz, Coach Lonnie Rousse, Coach Caitlyn Comeaux, and Coach Tien Taludas, and also Coach Corey Callais and Coach Brendan Adams for all of their time. Don't forget, you can always call in a couple of weeks and add to this show. That'll do it for us. I'm out tomorrow. I'll be back on Monday. Going to Lake Charles, see some basketball. I'll be back on Monday morning. For Truck Discard, this is Coach Brian Callais for Inside Tarpon Athletics. We wish you all a very good evening. Henry Lafont, a proud South Lafourche High School alumni and Lafourche Parish School Board member for District 7, will always put the education of Lafourche Parish children as his top priority. Henry